Good morning, people of the grid. This is Snowpocalypse. This is 1 day's worth of snow here in Calgary. We had a massive snowstorm yesterday. It started snowing yesterday afternoon around 1 o'clock. It looks like it snowed pretty much all night. Look at that. That is a lot of snow. So I'm going to be taking the light runner and doing a Tesla versus Snowpocalypse because we got to get the kids to school. Wow, that is a lot of snow. There's cars trapped, they're high centered everywhere. Problem is when people go to shovel their driveways, they shovel it out onto the street, making the street level of snow go even higher. This is a lot of snow. I think it's got to be 1.5 feet that fell. Wow. It's going to be a very slow morning. Amelia's already late getting in, and Ethan's going to be late because I got to come back to pick him up. Man. Hey, Amelia, did you hear our snow blowing neighbor this morning?
Yeah.
6:12 a.m. I think he even started at 6. But I heard him at 6:12 a.m. running the snowblower, and he doesn't have the nice quiet snowblower. He's got the nice loud snowblower.
No, it's a leaf blower. Snow blowers suck the snow and shoot
That's
it
right.
outside.
It's a leaf blower. Exactly. All right, first objective is complete. I've got Ethan and Amelia dropped off at school. Really rough in residential areas where they don't clear the snow and it just built up. Lots of cars getting stuck. Made it through no problem. Now I've got one more thing I got to do. I'm going to go visit a friend of ours. They live about 15 minutes, 10 minutes out of the city in the country. There's going to be a lot of snow out there. So I'm hoping the roads are fairly decent. I think I'll be fine. I'm just going to have to take my time. So we'll see how it goes. Did you see that? The snow is so high that the front scoop was throwing it up over the hood and the windshield. It's deep out here. All right, so I helped out my buddy Otto there. Look what I got. This is like the 5th one I've had. Gingerbread peoples. They're delicious. A lot of snow out here. At least it looks like it's stopped. So now it just gets better from here as the graders clear off the road and the snow. But there's a lot. Car's doing just fine. Haven't gotten stuck. It's plowing through everything. It's even where it's deep, it's kind of scooping some snow up. So I'm going slow there. You don't want to hit that hard. But yeah, it's doing just great. Okay, I'm kind of halfway home right now. You know what? This was a really, really nice trip out. It kind of reminds me that, especially at this time of year, you see everybody, all of us, we all get caught up in it. We are so busy getting things done and running around and closing up last minute things with work and getting presents, and we're causing ourselves so much stress when really what the first thing we should do is just to sit down and spend some time quiet. Get some quiet for yourself, quiet with your family, quiet with your friends. Just spend some time with people. That's a few years ago, somebody ran an ad campaign online, and it was basically about this time of year. It's about presents, and presents, not gifts presents, but being present to one another, being there, talking to people, connecting with people. That's what I just did with my friend back there, and it's awesome. It's awesome. We always forget to do it. We need to schedule it. We need to make more time to spend time with others. It is so important. Just be present to your spouse or your friends, your family. Be present. Those are the most important presents to give. Okay, so I'm sure when I get home we'll see, but I think Tammy's going to have a lot of errands for me and the light runner to do. And that's okay, because I've got tons of range, and this thing is a tank. It'll go through anything. So I'm out doing errands for Tammy. Had to do some pickups. Now I got to go get one gift, pick that up for Tammy, and then I'm heading home. Now this type of driving that I'm doing today, this is about the hardest impact on an electric vehicle. When you go and you stop for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, half hour, then you go somewhere else and stop for an hour, hour and a half, and then you go somewhere else and stop. That stop and go with time in between for the battery to cool off and the cabin to cool off, it just means when you get back in, you're going to be using a lot more energy to warm up the battery, to warm up the cabin, and so you're going to go through a lot of your rated range, which I've still got tons. I started out with about 95% this morning. Got the kids both dropped off, went out of town to a friend's place, came back all the way to the other side of the city. Now I'm going all the way back to this side of the city where I live, and I'll still have plenty. Now, when I get home, which will be, in the middle of the afternoon here, I'm going to plug in. And that'll add some range to the car so that when I have to go out later, pick up the kids or go wherever we're going tonight, we can do that. So it's not really an issue. It's not even anything to manage. You just, wherever you're at, plug in. And then you get more range. That's it. Plain and simple. The main roads are a little bit better, but so many accidents. Traffic is brutal. I saw 2 accidents on the way here. One was on our major freeway. One car was spun completely around, facing the wrong way. So yeah, it's first day of heavy snow is always bad out here. I'm just about home. Look at the snow in my neighborhood. It's wild. That's a lot of snow. It's a lot of snow. I'm surprised they haven't come with a grader and shoveled it.
So yesterday, someone on the grid noticed that I was driving a different Model X. Well, you were right. I was driving a loaner. Cora, my Model X, was in getting the latches replaced on the front door because it was doing a funky thing where I'd shut it and then it would pop open just a little bit. And they actually said that was because it needed a new latch. So I brought it in and I got a loaner, and it was an X, and it was awesome. And if you see, it's a 5-seater and it's the fold down seat, which is very cool. And I drove away, and I always check to see, does it have the cold weather package? Is it just like mine? And lo and behold, it had ludicrous mode. This is the first Tesla I've ever drove, and I don't think Mike's ever got to drive one. At least he hasn't got one as a loaner with ludicrous mode. Problem is, the weather here is so crappy, I didn't even get to use it. But that's okay, it was still super cool. Some things about this car that I noticed that were different than mine. It's got the white seats, but they're not perforated, so they look a little different. It just doesn't have that contrast, but they're super comfy. and they're awesome. Like I said, the 5-seater with the fold down seat, which is great. It didn't have the cold weather package, so a couple things I noticed were the heated steering wheel. I really miss the heated steering wheel, especially with as cold as it's been. Just having a Tesla to drive while yours is in the shop, a car that you know and you feel comfortable with and you feel safe in and you know all the ins and outs, it's like having your car, Bora too. So Ethan actually said I should keep this one, but I'm here at the service center. I think they want it back. I want mine back too. But check it out. It's a pretty sharp looking car. And I loved driving it. And look, it had the nice red calipers. And I always bring them back dirty. So a Tesla.
Well, hey guys, that's pretty much it for our night. It is past 10 o'clock. It was crazy. Amelia and Samantha and Melissa and her friend, what's your friend's name? Faith. They went tobogganing, so they were off on the hill. We had to get them back home and Faith back home, and then we got some stuff for Tammy. We picked up Tammy's car. We dropped off some stuff. We had a whole bunch of running around to do tonight, and so we just opted to stay in when we got back here. We had a really good time. Got a lot done today. We got a whole lot more running around to do tomorrow and the day after, and then it starts to slow down for us. So cars kept up really good. Did a lot of travel. I mean, covered a lot of ground today. So had a really good day. Kids have tomorrow for school. What's tomorrow? It's tomorrow.
Thursday.
Tomorrow's their last day of school. So we're gonna get them off. Tammy's been busy here making everything from fudge to cookies to bath bombs. That's what those colored things were. So yeah, everything's coming together. Hope you guys had a good Wednesday. Middle of the week is over. We're coasting to the end of the week. Micah, out.